How important is it?
What do you mean?
How much does it affect our day-to-day life?
Everything to blood clot. I'm not even joking.
Do you think it's a positive or negative? Let's talk about it.
So subliminal messages basically gets you ready for reality. So we see it in movies all the time, cartoons, language is subliminal. So it will tell you in the language has a meaning, but you won't realise what it means until you have a conscious conversation about it. So yeah, they're everywhere, and it's just about working on. The more you work on yourself, the more you get awareness. You then begin to understand all the subliminal stuff that's around. Very important.
Huh?
Always so bad. Subliminals. I think subliminals are imperative to whatever it is that people have got going on, because they can show you something without showing you something. So, as much as you think that you can't see it, or you're not privy to it, whatever the images are, you see it, and it plants in you without you even realizing. So, they can never tell you that they didn't tell you, because they're always telling you. Whatever it is, it could be to do with what they got planned next, what's coming next, past, present, whatever. But I think it definitely affects everybody, whether they know it or not. So really and truly, you have to ask yourself, what would be the point of subliminals? I mean, if it's something that you don't like, if it's something that you don't pick up straight away, what's the point? Because you feel like you don't pick it up. Really, you do pick it up.
Yeah.
You're just unaware of it. So it's like, times when like you kind of say like, oh, I've seen that somewhere else, but I can't put my finger on it. No, you can put your finger on it. You just don't remember. You know what I mean? So it's slick, it's slimy, but it's effective, isn't it?
Even like, can I give you an example? Like, for those who think it's crap, think about violence. If we look at the amount of the way that TV, movies, and stuff like that have portrayed violence, if we look at society, it reflects what we've seen in movies, the way the level of violence, the way we're doing it, even like all the sick stuff that's coming out, that's come from movies. And people, and especially, yeah, because when you look at kids, for instance, their minds are not developed enough to be like, actually, this is not a reality. Like when you look at music, let's look at music, right? And music has the power to change how you act. Not to say you become anyone different, but to change how you act. And so certain kids, I know when I used to listen to certain types of music, you can change. And depending on those subliminal messages, it can depend on how you think you are. Like certain music will make you feel like you've got power. Like, yeah, you listen to that music and that's an energy.
Even with that, Simpsons.
Yeah.
Simpsons are always like, if you didn't know any better, Simpsons is always predicting things. They're planting subliminals all the time.
Yeah, it's true.
And it ends up happening. Those are prime examples of subliminals. It's not that they're telling you what's going to happen, because it's like, I don't know, but I feel like they have to tell you to say, we told you. It's just that, you see how they say like things like art imitates life, or life imitates art. Either or, they're telling you. So you see how we say, like, really and truly we do know, like we have the answers. We do have the answers. We just don't know that we have the answers.
Yeah.
We don't know that we've seen it all, heard it all already. Nothing's new under the sun. So whatever's happening, we have seen in a different form. So, like, weed is weed, right? That's it. But then we've got all these different types of weed. Underneath of it, it's just weed. You get what I mean? So, it's just some slick shit.
Fact.
Subliminal messaging is, like, I do agree with what both you're saying, to be fair. It's a very powerful tool. I think that humans see things first and then follow suit. So I don't think we see things in movies and then it happens. I think in our head we've created it, which creates the movie. Does that make sense? So I don't think we're watching movies and thinking we're going to go do this. I think people are already doing it and then they're creating a movie about it. Did you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it starts in the mind.
Because it starts in the mind. So it's very. So for me, I tend to stay away from reality TV, like all of that kind of that stuff, because it dumbs you down, and that is the subliminal messaging behind it. It dumbs you down to what we're seeing. Even my girl, she loves like not thrillers, but like all these gory, like How to Get Away with Murder, like everything like that sort of line. She loves, and I gotta say, like, look, listen, you gotta stop watching these, because in your head, you're gonna become tapped, like, because what you're soaking in constantly, there is no balance, so you don't want to watch.
See, what you're saying there makes sense. Balance, and I do think that it depends on who's watching. So for me, when I'm watching trash, because sometimes I do watch trash,
You've got to balance it out.
right? I balance it out, but also I always find the gems in the trash. So as much
What
as
is this telling me?
yeah, but because like I'm not watching things just to watch things. Like I'm tuned in, so I know whatever it is that I'm watching is gonna present something to me.
You'll be
that
interested
interests
to
me.
watching something.
Yeah.
But the difference is you're at a mental capacity. So we're talking generally. We're talking generally, yeah.
The masses.
The masses, yeah. So if the masses are tuning into Cardi B, they're gonna start behaving like Cardi B, and they're gonna think it's calm. It's gonna think it's nice. Nothing against Cardi B. I'm just saying that's what they'll generally do. Kardashians. No one can really tell me what their talent is, but yeah, 90% of the girls look like one of the Kardashians. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Because they're watching the show.
Subliminally.
Subliminally watching all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Then they can advertise
Yeah.
things to you, like makeup and bum and lip,
exactly.
hair. And all that
It
stuff.
happens with music and gangster rap and fair and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So basically what's happening is because everything negative sells, you're putting out a negative energy, both mentally and
That's it,
subliminally,
yeah.
and then that repeats itself.
Yeah.
So then the world is never going to heal because everyone's pushing out
You can't
negative
necessarily
energy.
trust people to watch it and not reenact what they've seen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying, is that what happens is when a situation presents itself, because you've been subliminally programmed, this is how you potentially deal with a situation. If you've got no counterbalance, you're going to think, well, I should stab this person or do it, react in a certain way which you've already seen. Because your brain, even sometimes you won't even focus on something, but your brain's taking it in. And you think, why did I react that way?
Yeah.
Then if you was to go back and say, shit, I did exactly what I watched. At a certain time, I watched certain movies and I'm like, right, if they come, I'm gonna do the same.
Man, it always gasses me up, man. Always gasses
Exactly,
me up.
bro.
But the thing is, it's you channel that through life. So rush hour, all of this stuff is all tuned on purpose. Yeah. Rush hour, you get angry. Now you're shouting at one another. You go to a shopping centre, you're rude to the person behind the counter for no reason, all because someone's pissed you off. Whereas if you meet that with a, oh sorry, good morning, hello, whatever, and diffuse that situation.
Sorry for your mother. What you say about my mum?
No, for real.
That's what happens in school. You say about my mum? What were you mad?
That's what I'm saying. It's like a snowballing effect. So if everyone, just for a week, if everyone just was like, let's just be positive, yeah? Just for a week, be positive.
See,
it would make a massive change.
Like what we have, not to be disrespectful, I can't believe I said that. But not to be disrespectful, but what we have is fiends. What we have is fiends.
Fiends.
Like crap
Fiends.
fiends, like
Addicts.
druggies, addicts
To what?
to the
To drama.
trash,
Yeah.
the drama.
But it's not just the trash though. It's the horror movies. It's all of that
No,
stuff.
We've been
That is
programmed
trash.
to be addicted
Is that what you
to
call it?
things
Trash?
that
But
don't serve
that
us.
is the trash.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what I'm saying. Your experience changes if your awareness is there. If your awareness isn't there, you're just taking in stuff. There is no conscious binge watching. There's just binge watching. And what it does is, as you said, snowball effect. And obviously, once it keeps piling up, it's going to roll and just start crashing into everyone. You think that you've had a bad day. No, they've tapped you up. So they've created the snowball, whether you know it or not.